Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to enjoy an inspiring story about the journey from struggling to fluent English. This story teaches us that learning English is not about having special talent, perfect grammar, or a strong memory. The real secret of fast English learning is consistency, confidence, daily practice, and learning from mistakes without fear. Through this story, you will discover how a simple change in mindset can transform a person's language learning journey. By the end, you will learn that fluency is not something that happens overnight. It is built one day at a time through patience, courage, and continuous effort. There was once a person who dreamed of speaking English fluently. Every time an English movie played on television, there was a feeling of excitement mixed with frustration. The words sounded beautiful and powerful, but understanding them was difficult. Whenever English speakers talked confidently, it seemed like they belonged to a different world. The dream was simple: to speak English naturally and confidently. However, the reality was very different. Reading even a short paragraph felt challenging. Listening to conversations felt impossible. Speaking was the hardest part because fear appeared immediately. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of being laughed at. Fear of saying the wrong words. Because of this fear, silence became a habit. Days turned into months, and months turned into years. Despite the desire to improve, progress seemed painfully slow. One day, while browsing through educational videos, an important idea appeared. The message was simple: stop trying to learn English perfectly. Start using English every day. At first, this advice seemed too simple to be useful. Many people believed fluency came from memorizing thousands of words or studying grammar books for hours. But something about this message felt different. It suggested that fluency grows through usage, not just study. That thought stayed in the mind for many days. Eventually, a decision was made to try a different approach. Instead of focusing on perfection, the focus would be on daily practice. The next morning, a small notebook was taken and a simple sentence was written in English. The sentence was not impressive. It contained basic words and simple grammar. But it represented action. The following day, another sentence was written, then another. Soon, writing a few English sentences became a daily routine. Some sentences contained mistakes, but instead of feeling embarrassed, there was a growing sense of progress. Every sentence written was one more step forward. For the first time, learning English felt less like a difficult school subject and more like a personal journey. A few weeks later, another challenge was added: speaking English alone in front of a mirror. At first, it felt strange and uncomfortable. Looking at a reflection and talking in English seemed awkward. Words came out slowly. Sentences were broken. Pronunciation was not always correct. Yet something interesting happened. Every day, speaking became a little easier. Confidence started growing. The mirror never laughed. The mirror never criticized. It simply reflected effort. After many days of practice, simple conversations could be spoken without stopping every few seconds. This small improvement created a powerful feeling of motivation. At the same time, listening practice became part of the daily routine. Instead of watching complicated content, easy English stories and simple conversations were chosen. In the beginning, understanding was limited. Many words were missed. Entire sentences sounded unclear. However, rather than quitting, listening continued every day. Slowly, familiar words started appearing again and again. Common phrases became easier to recognize. Gradually, understanding improved without memorizing endless vocabulary lists. The ears were becoming trained to recognize English naturally. This discovery felt like unlocking a hidden door. Months passed, and the results became noticeable. Reading articles no longer felt impossible. Simple conversations became understandable. Speaking still contained mistakes, but there was less fear. The focus shifted from avoiding mistakes to communicating ideas. That change made a huge difference. Conversations that once seemed terrifying now felt manageable. Whenever a mistake happened, it was treated as a lesson rather than a failure. This new mindset removed a heavy burden. Instead of worrying about being perfect, there was excitement about improving. One day, an opportunity appeared unexpectedly. During a group discussion, English was the main language being used. In the past, such situations would have caused nervousness and silence. This time was different. Although the heart was beating fast, there was a decision to participate. The first few sentences were spoken carefully. Then another sentence followed. Soon, ideas were being shared openly. Not every sentence was perfect, but communication was happening. To great surprise, nobody focused on the mistakes. People listened to the ideas instead. That moment became unforgettable because it revealed a powerful truth. Most people care more about understanding your message than judging your grammar. After that experience, confidence grew rapidly. English practice became enjoyable rather than stressful. New habits were added. Thinking in English during daily activities. Describing surroundings in English. Speaking to oneself while walking. Watching English videos with attention. Reading short stories before sleeping. These activities did not require expensive courses or complicated methods. They only required consistency. Day by day, English became a natural part of life instead of a separate task. One evening, while looking through old notes, something surprising happened. The first English sentences written months earlier were discovered. They looked simple and full of mistakes. Yet they represented the beginning of the journey. Comparing those sentences with current writing showed incredible progress. Vocabulary had expanded. Sentences were longer and clearer. Thoughts could be expressed more naturally. The improvement was undeniable. This realization brought a deep sense of satisfaction because it proved that small daily efforts create remarkable results over time. As fluency continued to develop, another important lesson emerged. The fastest learners were not necessarily the smartest learners. They were often the most consistent learners. Many people spent weeks searching for secret techniques, magical shortcuts, or perfect study plans. Meanwhile, successful learners simply practiced every day. Even 15 or 20 minutes of focused English practice produced significant improvement when repeated consistently. The secret was never hidden in complicated methods. The secret was hidden in daily action. Years earlier, fluency had seemed like a distant dream. It appeared to belong only to talented people or native speakers. But now, English conversations felt comfortable. Books could be read with understanding. Movies became enjoyable without constant translation. Most importantly, confidence had replaced fear. The transformation was not the result of luck. It was the result of thousands of small efforts accumulated over time. Every sentence written, every story listened to, every mistake corrected, and every moment of practice contributed to the journey. One day, someone struggling with English asked for advice. The question was familiar because it reflected the same fears experienced in the past. "What is the secret of fast English learning?" they asked. After a moment of reflection, the answer became clear. The secret is not speed. The secret is consistency. Learn a little every day, listen every day, read every day, speak every day, make mistakes every day, improve every day. When these actions become habits, fluency arrives naturally. Many people quit because they expect immediate results. Those who continue despite slow progress eventually achieve their goals. The conversation ended, but the lesson remained powerful. Learning English is much like planting a tree. During the early days, growth is difficult to notice. It may seem like nothing is happening. However, beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger. With patience and care, the tree eventually becomes tall and strong. Language learning follows the same pattern. Daily practice may seem small, but every effort strengthens the foundation of fluency. Today, the journey from struggling to fluent serves as proof that anyone can improve their English. Age does not matter. Background does not matter. Perfect grammar from the beginning does not matter. What truly matters is the willingness to continue learning, even when progress feels slow. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once felt nervous. Every success story began with a single step,